One Church, One School celebrates Women in History Month 2023. One Church, One School recognizes women have a long, in-depth, and expansive relationship with education, students, and schools. This relationship, of course, began in the home and initially grew in the faith community. We could not list these hundreds of thousands of women who have made such great contributions. One Church, One School salutes and appreciates all of them. For Women in History Month 2023, we highlight these past and present women who directly and indirectly have influenced the 30-year history of the vision, mission, and work of One Church, One School, teaching young people to value life and learning. Sojourner Truth, abolitionist, was born Isabella Baumfree, a slave in Dutch-speaking Ulster County, New York, in 1797. She was freed in 1827, and by the 1830s, she participated in religious revivals that were sweeping the state and became a charismatic speaker. In 1843, she declared that the Spirit had called her to preach the truth, renaming herself Sojourner Truth. She spoke fervently about the evils of slavery and the rights of women. It was in 1851 at a women's rights conference in Akron, Ohio, where she delivered her famous speech, "Ain't I a Woman?" Sojourner Truth, One Church, One School salutes you. Miss Ginny Lane was the daughter of Bishop Isaac Lane, the fifth bishop of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church and founder of Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. Lane College's origins was the Christian Methodist Episcopal High School, with Miss Lane as its first principal. Under her leadership and guidance, the high school marked the beginning of a powerful and ongoing commitment to the uplifting of people throughout the South, the nation, and the world. Miss Lane went on to marry a CME minister, Nelson Caldwell Cleaves, who eventually became bishop in the CME Church. Miss Ginny Lane, we salute you. Fannie Lou Hamer was born to sharecroppers on October the 6th, 1917 in Montgomery County, Mississippi. She was an African-American voting and women's rights activist, community organizer, and leader in the civil rights movement. She became involved in SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, in 1962, through which she led voting registration drives and relief efforts. In 1964, she founded and ran for Congress as a member and vice chair of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, drawing national attention to their cause at that 1964 Democratic Convention. She brought the civil rights struggle in Mississippi to the attention of the entire nation during a televised session at the convention. At that time, Hamer had continued her activism throughout her life. Sister Hamer, One Church, One School salutes you. Daisy Bates was born in Huttig, Arkansas in 1914. She and her husband settled in Little Rock, Arkansas, and started their own paper, the Arkansas Weekly, dedicated to the civil rights movement. For many years, she served as the president of the Arkansas chapter of the NAACP. Her work transformed the civil rights movement. In 1954, after the Supreme Court ruled segregated schools unconstitutional, the National NAACP office looked to Bates to strategize the integration of Arkansas schools. She selected 9 students and organized the Little Rock 9 to integrate Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. She advised the parents and the students. She regularly drove the students to school and worked tirelessly to ensure that they were protected from violent crowds. After the success of the Little Rock 9, Daisy Bates continued to work on improving the status of African Americans in the South. She dedicated her whole life to the ending of racial injustice. Sister Daisy Bates, One Church, One School salutes you. Dr. Barbara A. Sizemore was among the first African American women to serve as principal of a Chicago school. 6 years later, she was the first African American woman elected superintendent of a major city school system, actually in Washington, D.C. She then accepted positions at the University of Pittsburgh, DePaul University, and Chicago. Sizemore studied schools located in low-income, high-crime areas whose students were predominantly African American. She incorporated her findings into an innovative educational strategy called School Achievement Structure. which she championed as Dean of DePaul's University School of Education from 1992 to 1998. Schools that followed her routines had tremendous success, raising their students' test scores, increasing these individual chances for success in systems that often worked against them. Dr. Sizemore continued to participate in the dialogue of how to empower students as a prolific writer, such as Saving the African American Child, which is a book that she wrote, and she is a member of the National Alliance of Black School Educators. Dr. Barbara Sizemore, One Church, One School salutes you. Dr. Myra Sampson currently serves as the Chief Education Officer of the CCA Academy. CCA Academy is a youth connection charter school and since 1997 has been an urban high school located in the North Lawndale community of Chicago's West Side. It has an urban agricultural ecology theme that includes an aquaponics system, 2 urban gardens, Bouthwell with a pollinator garden, housing chickens and bees, and a half-acre food forest with 70 fruit trees and bushes as a part of the learning environment. She has won many awards, particularly one given to her by Congressman Danny K. Davis, who stated that she has taken the concept of alternative education and turned it into an art. Myra is truly one of the gurus of alternative education. Her contributions in the community have been outstanding. Dr. Myra Sampson, One Church, One School salutes you. Dr. Jacqueline Isabel Scott is the International President of the Women's Missionary Council of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. Dr. Scott has served as missionary president both locally, district, and region-wide before becoming president of the council. Under her leadership, many students have received scholarships to college, and many churches, ministries, and other organizations nationally and internationally have received financial and organizational support. Dr. Scott's involvements are not only with the Missionary Council. She also works with a variety of community and national organizations. She is the church coordinator of her One Church, One School partnership at Mount Pisgah Church. She is also a member of the Beta Epsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She is a graduate of Lemoyne College and of the University of Memphis. She has been a member of Mount Pisgah Church for over 41 years. She continues to serve faithfully in many roles at that church. Currently, she serves on the boards of the following schools: Lane College, Payne College, and Phillips School of Theology. We are grateful to Dr. Scott's service, and One Church, One School salutes you, Dr. Scott.